Hey everybody, this is Dr. James
Hello.
Spike streaming live from Long Island, New York,
You've been practicing.
where the weather is pretty scrumptious today, right?
Yeah, at least you can get outside without baking.
It's salubrious weather. Low humidity, 79 degrees, 78 degrees, whatever it is. Pretty nice day. So we have about 8 stocks I want to do in 45 minutes. I want to put a 45-minute limit, and I advertise 8 or 9 stocks. So, hey Mark, how you doing? We're going to get back to everyone that's in the live chat, but I want to get a quick start. I want to start with our disclosure that all of you should do your own due diligence. Our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice. We look at the charts and we read the tea leaves and we give our opinions, which again are strictly our own. And the same is true with any of our guests and family and friends.
Right.
So everyone's opinion is strictly their own. You'd be best advised to check with an advisor before acting, and slam that subscribe button because that's how we pay the rent. So let's get started. Share screen and give us thumbs up because YouTube gives us better positioning when we get those thumbs up.
Professor Omar's here.
Yeah, we'll say hi to everybody,
Okay.
in a little bit. I'll tell you what, we'll do a couple of charts, we'll come back and we'll say hi to everybody.
That sounds like a good plan, Dr. J.
Yeah. So let's start with Plug. Plug is one that I actually bought at 25.25 yesterday, and it looks like I'm down 50 cents, which is lately, no, what is it, 25.10? I'm confused.
Is that what you bought it at?
No, I bought it at
25, didn't like that Zager and Evans song.
I got to refresh this. That's the problem. I'm looking at the market. It's actually down 8 cents to 25.03. So right now I'm off 17 pennies on this one. Let's look at the chart. I'm looking to swing it for about 20. I'm looking for 26.25, and I have a tight stop back here at 24.75, where it was.
So this guy was in our radar for a while. What would put it back into your attention span that you actually put money on it?
Somebody asked me to chart it, and I kind of like the chart. I think it was Marty Simpson. So after he asked me to look at it and give my opinion on it, I decided to indulge. I mean, it has this marked, very, very pronounced turning point at 1847, but I'm drawing the line right about at 24.75, which was the low here, I believe. Yeah, that was the low on the weekly 5 weeks ago. So the recent low on the weekly is where I'm drawing my line. It did go below that yesterday, 24.40, but I don't want to give it that much rope. Rather take a small loss than a big loss. So 24.75, I might actually get that while I'm talking to you on the show. In which case, I'll take a little bit of a hit, not too much. Half a point. That's all I really. I'm looking for a point. I'm willing to lose half a point.
Right.
I'm not too willing to lose, but it looks like that's the direction I'm going in. Never too willing to lose. But this one is the one that's the big topic of discussion. So let's jump to it. BCRX.
Yep.
came down significantly after that bonehead maneuver by management of doing a direct offering and then pulling it. And basically we're at or below where we were when that announcement was made at $15. I think it came down to the same level. We actually went below $15 today
Yes, we did.
for a little while. I'm having trouble grabbing the chart. There we go. Okay, so we see we did dip below this $15 level, which is very strong support.
Yeah, we're below 15. We're just at 15 now.
Yeah, it hit 1481. So last time I remarked that the last time it hit $15, I gobbled up some shares because I felt that was very, very good support. We even from 517, it was the high of the day. So it looks like really good support. If it breaks through that, then we're probably looking at, well, at least 1425. That's what we're looking at. Let's look at the daily. You know, for 12 weeks, we've been in this trading range from 15 to 1849. So today is with that 15 support area.
Right.
And it's a good test. If we finish above the 15, I say all is well, buy. If it closes below the 15, then we're looking at probably 1434 for the next support level at the 100-day moving average. So a break of 15 on a close, I would look to set my buy at 1443. So I'm going to try to draw that in.
Okay.
So a little bit above the
Reasonable
100. I will be buying. I think we should get some buying interest right about here. This would be the high of the candle, big red candle on May 27th, which was right about 1443. I don't know, I don't know where that is actually. 1456, somewhere in that area.
Right.
So basically, I'm not panicking on this one. There's no reason to panic. Just because Alex Dennis sold some shares. Alex Dennis goes to the bathroom and uses toilet tissue just like we do, doesn't he?
One would presume, unless he's got a nice bidet.
Well, he might have a nice bidet, yeah, it probably does. You know, I was looking at new toilets. Toto has a toilet with a built-in bidet for an extra $300. $900 for a toilet. I bought I'm doing some remodeling, so I bought 2 Toto toilets for $600 each. It has everything but the bidet.
Seemed to me that the bidet would be the best part.
Yeah. 1481, the low of the day. I think that's significant. It is significant. If it crosses that 1481, I do think we'll hit that 1443 level.
Well,
I think the 100, reason I say 43 is because I think the 100 will be up there about that, because it's, you know, it'll move up over time. So 1443 over the next few days looks like a very good, very attractive buy point. So that's what I'm looking at, 1443. I'm not rushing to buy like we did the last time at 15, but
Yeah.
1443
Wow.
is my target to add. If it doesn't get there, well, I have enough shares anyway. That's how I look at it. Resistance is futile. No, resistance, let's say, right about here. Right about here, right about 1750.
Yeah.
And then after that, of course, the recent high of 1850. So the first resistance area is 1750. If he gets through that, 1850. That's resistance. I mean, probably what'll happen is if as it gets closer to that 1750, you'll see people taking profits, short sellers coming in, trying to swing it down to 15 again. So for now, if you notice, the trading range is really defined narrowly between 1750 and 15. That little extra dollar happened on one spike up for one day.
Right.
So really, you could say the trading range here is 15 to 1750. That's the honest trading range. And we're trading just below 15 at 14.99. If you own none of this or very few shares, then this is a reasonable place to start buying right now. Because even though I have my buy target at 1443, don't forget I have a lot of shares. So I'm not looking to even though I think 15 is a bargain, I'm not looking to rush in until I get a better bargain. I'm looking for a better bargain.
Yeah, unless you're going to start doing this as a swing play until any kind of big news. Pablo's looking for news that's going to happen in the UK soon.
It's been a phenomenal swing between the low part of the trading range and the high part of the trading range. Over the last 3 months, it's been a beautiful swing trade.
Well, yeah, we thought earnings was going to pop us out, and it didn't.
Yeah,
and the earnings were very good.
I mean, if you get in now, you could look to swing it to close to 1750.
Yeah, or even just, like I said, buy it now for the long term. People are still looking
or
for
buy it for the long term. Yeah. I have a lot of shares for the long term, but they're not doing anything over the last 3 months. They're just fluctuating between 15 and 1750. So maybe that's why a guy like Alex Denner left, pulled out half his stake, because he wants to be where the action is.
Right.
And the action hasn't really been in Biotech pharmaceuticals. So I wouldn't get too concerned about a whale selling something. They buy and sell all the time. And you know something? They're right half of the time and they're wrong half of the time.
Yeah, recently I read something that says you don't look at the sales, you look at the buys. Because there's a lot of reasons to sell, but there's only one reason to buy.
Yeah, because maybe he wants to support another position that he's in.
Yeah,
it's under pressure. Who knows? I mean, it could be, like you say, a million reasons. I like the direction BCRX is going in. We should keep talking, because as we keep talking, it's getting higher and higher. Maybe we shouldn't leave this picture.
Hey, I have a question for you. You talked about Plug before. You like Plug a lot better than ChargePoint. Agreed?
I like it a lot better than Fuel Cell in the EV space. Both of them are hydrogen plays.
Okay.
ChargePoint is more, electric charging.
Understood.
A little different category, but yeah, right now I'm obviously light plug, although I think I'm going to lose my swing trade. It's 2483, so I'm going to be out of plug very shortly, apparently. So, no, Dr. J does not win all his trades. Lately, I've been, I haven't lost yet, but it does. I'm not surrendering yet, but it doesn't look good. xela is a technology company, not a biotechnology company. And I've just liked the chart on this one. And I think it has a chance. It went down on a Q2 miss. And if you, the loading of these charts, yeah. Well, we're down 19 cents today. So let's see what that does to the chart. All right. Trying to move it over a little bit. There we go. Too much. I moved it over too much. This is a key low at 223. We're approaching that key low. And that's where I would be buying this one, looking for a turnaround, because these technology companies often have a miss, and then their guidance for the rest of the year is good. So it's an IT company. They have an office suite that's been selling well for the most part. We're a little bit off last quarter. So 223 is a key level here. You're looking at a test of the 50 that looks like it's flunking. Look, I thought the 50 might be support. So far, it hasn't been. I tell you, if it closes back up above the 50, I would just buy it. But otherwise, I'd look for a bargain, which the buying interest should come in strong at about 225. So my buy would be at 225. And where is resistance? I get this point. Resistance is all the way up here. So I like that. Well, might be some here.
And 350.
Yeah, 333. 333. So if you buy at 225 and you catch it just right, you could get yourself a point on a very, 50% move almost.
Yeah.
And it's got that kind of pop. So I like this one at 225. And the reason I'm looking lower is because of market conditions as well as the chart. So the market conditions for the IWM and all the small caps have not been good. And therefore I figured, why chase anything? Look for the bargain. aemd is one that I've been nibbling at. They are getting themselves promoted, apparently. I saw so-called news in a penny stock rag yesterday. So once they're promoting themselves with the shareholders meeting coming up mid-September, which is around the corner, I wouldn't be surprised if we get another one of those miracle cure PRs come out just before the shareholders meeting or even during the shareholders meeting. So I'm looking for one of these $12 pops. Pop goes the weasel. This one has got a lot of potential to make that pop, because as you recall, when it made this one to $12, it was on news that the hemo purifier essentially cured one very sick COVID patient and reduced the viral load significantly in another. So they talked about success in the first, I guess it was the first two patients treated in their phase 1 study, which is really called a feasibility study, because when you have a device, they don't call it phase 1. They call it a feasibility study. So in the feasibility study, we got safety and efficacy. With the Delta variant running rampant, and then they are getting the hemopurifier in other hospitals, several key hospitals, one of them in New Jersey. Did you ever hear of Cooper Medical Center in New Jersey?
I have not.
I haven't either, but they're in there. They said it's in South Jersey. I don't think that's the one associated with Rutgers, right?
That's Robert Wood Johnson.
Yeah. So I don't know where they are, but they're somewhere. And the more places they're in, the more likely they'll have trial participants.
I was actually having a conversation with somebody about this. The basic idea here is that, if viral load is the issue, and this cleans out viral load, then that's a good thing. But if that load is really just a symptom, then getting rid of that stuff might just cure the symptom, but not the disease itself. So there's still a lot of uncertainty in this basic idea. But the fact that they had a little bit of success in getting rid of the viral load was certainly good news when it happened. There's a lot of moderation.
They said it cleared the virus, whatever that means. It cleared it. No. I don't know. You can't. It's not certainly not to zero levels, but it must be to such low levels.
So viruses, because the problem there is the viruses are replicating themselves. So if you get rid of enough of them, then that would be great news.
Now, wouldn't it stand to reason that the inflammatory response, the cytokine storm, would level off if there was less virus in the blood?
Yeah, I guess eventually.
I would think so. I would think so.
Yeah, it's just that the idea that this would be applicable in a lot of situations might be overstating its importance. But I think
that's exactly what the implication was in the Penny Rag article, that it not only it's worked in Ebola, it's proven to work in vitro in MERS and many other diseases. So they think, I don't know if it's universally applicable to viral infections of all kinds, but many of them seem to be responsive to the hemopurifier. And if it's safe, then and fairly straightforward to use, right? Because you just need the filter to hook up to the dialysis machine, which most hospitals have, right? They all have.
Yeah, it's just a question of effective selectability, being able to select.
You don't have that many of them, and if you have a lot of sick people, who gets to be treated, right?
That's the other issue, right? This might not be scalable.
Yeah, so that's one of the problems. It's not like, here, open up, take this pill. It's a 4-hour procedure or something like that. I don't know how long, but
we'll save it for Keith Richards.
So, resistance is up about $6. It's come right back down from that $6 level. Well, not right back down. Let's call it a slow bleed down to the 100. But, as we can see in the daily, the 50 is trading above the 100, is trading above the 200. We just had a negative cross with the 9-day, because recently The averages have been, the price has been coming down, but the overall chart is bullish. In charts 101, you learn that when the 50 is above the 100, is above the 200, if nothing else, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And when the price is trading above the 50, that's an even better thing. Well, it's not. It dropped, but it's still trading above the 100. And that's where we're getting support right now. So the 100 is at 142. No, 342. I can't read. So we're 14 pennies below the 100. You want a bargain? Put it in for 345 and wait for the pump. Wait for that pump. I feel that pump is coming, don't you? I mean,
well, let's put it this way: it is showing you a nibble sign. So
you know that pump has been working for the longest time, every few months.
yeah,
Well, it's been a few months.
That is true.
They're ready to prime that pump. Get this thing moving back to $12. I take it from 345 to 12. I'll take that. I think it's coming. That's been their modus operandi in the past. Let it bleed down and then pump it right back up with a PR. And maybe they have that PR sitting in their back pocket already, waiting to go. We don't know. The IWM is down today, another $1.70 to 217.
Yeah.
Remember
This might finally be the capitulation.
Dr. J's key levels on the IWM at 209 and 204. So a break of 209 is
Professor Omar, do you have anything to say about the IWM? I'm calling out to him.
Okay.
Only because he was somewhat bullish on it months ago.
A break of 209 is trouble, whereas a break of 209 is trouble, but a break of 204 is deadly. By the way, Plug is giving me another shot, right? It's coming back. Yeah, 25.23. It's now basically what I paid for it. All right.
You're doing IWM right now.
What we promised to do CRTX, so let's do it.
We also did GRTS also.
Mankind also GRTS.
Mankind. Yeah, we have a couple on our list.
Yeah.
Just to finish off the point that Professor Omar is sort of weakening on his bullishness in terms of the IWM. Futures point to more weakness after bounce. There's conflicting messages based on the futures and cash, but cash might be another push up. So Professor Omar isn't as bullish as he had been. Is my take on what he's saying.
Well, I'm still bullish unless we break that 209 mark. Then my caution light is going to be blinking strongly. And then if we break 204, I might sell everything. Not might, I think I would.
You mean, when you say everything, you mean everything?
I mean everything. Almost everything. I might leave a few things like aemd.
We'll still hold on to BCRX for the long term.
Yeah, I like this trend line, and we're trading above.
And this is GRTS, okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to keep an eye out what you're doing.
Unlike the beautiful picture we had on aemd, the 100, the 200 is higher than the 100, is higher than the 50. We want the exact opposite in a bullish picture. So right now the picture is not bullish, but the recent chart going back a couple of weeks, the run from 623 to 886 is very bullish. And at this point, we've gone through all resistance except for the 200. So if we break the 200, this thing should fly. The 200 is at 905. So rather than say, I'll wait for a pullback to get in, I'm going to say the opposite. I'm going to say I'm going to wait for a break of 905 to get in. So this key high back, you see this key high back in wherever, that key high is 880. So we've already taken that out. So the only thing really left is the 200 to stop us from a big move up to the highs back here at 1063. So a break of 905, I think we could test 1050, 1060. So my recommendation here, and what I'm thinking of, I might do, is with a break of the 200, go for it.
Right. So if it sputters, you might wait.
Yeah, because you might see a pullback to the trend line.
Right.
So, which might also be a good time to buy. Either way.
Once it bounces.
But right now doesn't seem like the right time to buy. Either above 905 or back to the trend line at about 8.25. So right now at 875 just seems like the wrong time to buy. That's my opinion. We also had did we look at CRTX yet?
Not yet. We did not.
CRTX. It's another favorite of mine. It's become a favorite. Let's see how we're doing today. Alzheimer's drug up 55 cents or 0.58%.
That's showing that nibble sign.
Yeah. Look, I mean, it's had a phenomenal run, and then pullback is normal. They don't go straight up to the moon. Even Jiggly, I know would like that, but they don't go straight to the moon. This key level was taken out. This key level here was taken out of 91.99, but it's come back and above it. So I like that. I don't want to see it close below 91. I'd be selling some below 91.99, because then I think you're looking at the middle of this big green candle,
right,
for support.
Run
So
80.
91.91 is my first support level. My second support level would be right about in here.
Yeah, about 83.
About 84.75.
Okay.
So if it breaks below 91, if it closes below 91.99, I'm probably going to take a little bit off the table. I've already been taking off the table. I sold this 3 times. I still have.
Yeah, you were in this. You were in this for a while before the big jumps, right?
53. I got in at.
Nice.
So I sold it 3 times. I still have a little less than half left. So I'm not anxious to get rid of it. And probably if it comes down to this lower level, I probably, instead of selling, will be adding. So SAVA is another one.
Yes, SAVA.
That I made a lot of money on several times. Most recently ran it up to 125, where I took a little bit off the table. Took some
Did it get that
more.
high recently?
I took some more off the table yesterday, And judging from the action today, I might take even more off the table. Notice the relative strength of CRTX over SAVA today. And it's had relative strength over all the AD plays, Alzheimer's drug plays. From the conference on, this was the conference. That would be 729. So from that conference day on, it's been the strongest looking chart of all the Alzheimer's plays. I mean, I'm not going to say this is not a huge move up from $70. It certainly is. Who's going to argue with that? And you might argue that it's not a bad time to buy it right now because it's back down to trend line support. So you could argue that. You can argue that.
Man saying that the chart looks like a failed follow-through momentum.
If you want to take a chance with SAVA at this level, you might not be bad. Well, wait, it's outside of the, it fell today. 116 down here. That's a different story. So it's below trend line support.
Yeah, it seems to me that red candle is an opposite of a nibble sign for you. So maybe we got a little bit more downside before anything starts.
You're hoping for support right at the 9-day, but that's
which is where it's at now.
Yeah, I mean it's possible that it stops right here, but throughout the rest of the day you'll get a bigger clue. If it continues to sell off below the 9, I probably will get rid of the rest of my SAVA. But on the other hand, if it starts moving up, I might actually add. So I have half my position left on SAVA. And I could go either way, get rid of the rest or add. I could swing either direction on that. So what are we looking at? What did I have? What else did I have?
CYTK and Mankind.
CYTK and Mankind, right?
And then Man asked for something last week that we didn't give him, so we can do that. That's optn.
All right. Mankind is a favorite of mine. I was looking to swing it at 390, but I didn't do it. Should have.
Yeah.
Right now, it's trading. Look at this. It's trading between the 200 and the 100.
I dumped on this one.
Got to break out of that trading range.
Huh.
It's really weird when stocks do this. I find it weird. I don't know why. But look, it's got all these touches of the 100. Strong resistance. It's bumping up at the 100 again. And then it sells right back down to the 200. Well, the 100 is at 433. We're trading at 429. The 200 is at 398. So if you want to scalp this with a short, you might want to do that. I don't do that, but it looks like an attractive proposition to scalp it, for 30 cents. That's pretty good scalp here, 7%. And you might get it within a day or two. On the other hand, if it breaks the 100, then you got the 50 for resistance, takes that out. You're looking at the next level of resistance at 474. So let me draw some of those in. 474 is the top resistance. If we take that out, we really fly. So 474 is key level. And then this level right at the 50. So 442, the 50 is actually at 444. That's how I do it, 444. So 444 is the first, if it takes 100 out, let's go back up a little bit. The 100 is at 433. So if it takes out 433, if it takes out 444,
Yeesh.
then I think we're going to bump up against 472. And if it takes that out, it's going to fly. So you got a lot of ifs in that. So first level of resistance, the 100. Second level, the 50. So that's how we stand. And is this a bullish picture? Yes, absolutely. Because
Yeah, it is.
yeah, we have the 50 above the 100, above the 200. And where's the 9-day fitting in? I can't. That's trading above the 200. Where it looks like it's curving back up. This is a nice little rally from the recent low of 378. Very nice rally. 50 cents off of that is more than 10%, more like 14%. So this has already made a nice move off the lows. All right, I like this one. I like a Frieza. I like their new product lines with the Technosphere. I know that Professor Spike said that there's a better mousetrap on the marketplace, and that's other than the Technosphere. Maybe that may be so, but it's got to prove itself out, right?
Hmm. Well, that's what we were told by someone in our audience. We were told that right, there might be a better mousetrap on the other thing.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's
Well, we'll
always a
see.
danger. It's always a danger with.
We'll see this one. Well, there was a couple you were into. You were into Profound, Mankind, and I forget what the other one was. Dermtech. They all had, all of them had some sort of specialty associated with them. But I guess they're in a tough market, all three of them.
Yeah, yeah. What else did I advertise on the show?
You had CYTK on your list, and then we could start taking some requests.
CYTK has been an amazing little performer. It keeps going, sneakily goes up. I used to own a lot of this, thousands and thousands of shares at one time. But I sold whatever I had left at 20, put it all into SAVA, and that was not a bad move at the time.
No, not at all.
Because I bought SAVA at 8. But now
Right.
I'm wishing I had kept
the old
some
days.
CYTK. As it continues to go up, one of the reasons I follow it is because I've been following it for a long time, having held it for a long time. So, I'm going to follow this one. I could be back in this one at some point. I've been following the price action, not the fundamentals. I know they have a partnership agreement with Amgen on a heart failure drug, forget the name of it, omecabal or some crazy name. But they work on muscle contractility, which is something somewhat different, than any other biotech we talk about. I don't think we ever came across another biotech that their work has to do with muscle contractility.
No, I haven't.
So it's a little different.
I have no recollection of anything like that.
A little bit different. Trying to draw a channel now.
Yeah.
Close enough, I guess.
It's there. I mean, the channel you're drawing is there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful uptrend pretty much since I sold it, probably. I sold it at 20. It was 26 back I guess I sold it earlier than July 19th. Yeah, I guess. Anyway, since July 19th, it's had a month of glory, so to speak. It's at the lower end of the channel. Every time it hits the lower end, it bounces. So this looks like a very nice place to enter. I'm not sure the timeline or is there a PDUFA? I'm not sure of any of this. But if you like this chart as I do, you might want to take a look at the fundamentals on CYTK. And if you're just interested in a swing trade, it looks okay to buy it now on CYTK, looking for a run to the upper end of this channel at about 35. What else did I have? Anything else?
Well, we were going to do optn for man.
Okay. Optinodes, didn't we do that?
No.
I remember kidding around about optinodes. We did this.
Not today.
No, last show.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
My records don't show that, but
I just remember kidding around about the name.
gotcha.
Up your nose with a rubber hose.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We talked about Vinny Barbarino.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
No, we did. It's in a downward.
Yeah, man's saying this is sort of a longer term play.
I see.
He said I bought optn on evaluation for a longer term swing.
I got you.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
You're certainly getting some value if this has some potential, because it's been in a downward channel since 614.
Yeah.
Running from a high of 385 to a recent low of 232. So we shaved a considerable amount off the top, and we're at the top end of the channel now, so it just looks like it's going to go down again. It doesn't look like one to be in a hurry to enter, but if Man thinks it's got good fundamentals, then you might want to average in if you agree with him. I would do my own due diligence on this one.
Indeed. All right, I guess, we're hitting the 45-minute mark, so we could end with Amazon, since that's what Kamal asked for.
Okay.
And then we could end with that one.
I just hope we didn't miss any from the, on the show. I listed a bunch of stocks.
Yeah, no, we went through all of them.
All right. So Amazon is down $23 or 0.72%. I guess that's in line with the rest of the NASDAQ.
Well, take a look at that. Probably.
I didn't check the averages just a second.
Well, the Q's are down 0.5%.
I was very close to getting out of my plug, and now I'm actually making a few pennies.
Well, good.
I got a chance to make my 1 point. All right. Oh, gee, we took a big, when you see these big gaps down, like in Amazon, it's going to take a while before it closes that gap. So to close this gap at 35.99 may not happen for 3 months. So you might be looking towards the end of the year. You might be looking at 4 months before this gap is closed, just from my experience with gaps this large. Unless there's some crazy reason it went down and some crazy reason it comes right back up. But that's not happening here. It was an earnings miss or poor guidance, whatever it was.
Right.
And I think we have to wait till at least the next earnings report to alter the mentality around Amazon, then the psychology around Amazon. So, what you see up here, this high might hold for a while as well. this high, let's draw that high, and the new resistance on Amazon is right about in here. Why didn't it draw?
Set 30.
Draw. Oh, I hit the wrong thing.
Gotcha.
Horizontal. All right. So it's right around here.
3380.
Yeah. So you got about 100 points before you hit strong resistance. On the other hand, we tested the 200, came back up to close above it yesterday. Now we're again fighting to close above the 200. A break of the 200, and we're looking at, let's see the next resistance line. We're looking at 3170, and below that we're looking at 3128. So I see these levels as being strong support. I see 3388 as being strong resistance. So let me put new trading range. I'm going to define a new trading range for Amazon, 3380 to 3128, new trading range. And you could play it between these lines. You could swing it between these lines. That's how I see Amazon. I don't see it making new highs till the end of the year, if it makes new highs at all, for the rest of the year. So Amazon, it might be finished for the rest of the year, so to speak. Hate to be so gloomy on it, but
we're at the 51-minute mark. So I don't know what your time constraints are.
Let's just say hello to kibitz a little bit with everybody. Kamal, I'm not that active on.
Yeah, because Professor Omar is Professor Omar is has been asked for his opinion on some of the Chinese stuff, like Neo, Lee, and XPEV, all of which is taking a bit of a hit.
I would stay away from everything Chinese, would be my opinion. I see Dan was chatting with Omar about Neo, XPEV, and Amazon versus Baba. You know what I want? Yeah. You know what I would have liked to look at? JMIA. I would have liked to look at that.
Well, we'll wait for Jiggly to be on to do that.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Andrew points out that there's a lot of short interest in xela.
So if the
well, that's good.
If the Reddit guys pick up on that, there might be a move.
Yeah, you always like these stocks with the high short interest. And Pablo says, I don't know what he's saying. Other catalysts at BCRX.
Oh yeah, Pablo's talking about the fact that I was asking, was there anything left in the chamber in terms of BCRX just transitioning to a vanilla drug company? And there is still some good news in the chamber that we could that could push the stock up. And these are some of the things that Pablo.
Yeah, definitely. Factor D is a biggie.
Yeah,
definitely.
So I mean, because remember, Jake said he was looking to leave once it became a boring company, but we're not quite there yet.
Yeah. Did we have M with us before? I think so, right? Good morning to you too. Yeah,
He's the head of the British Secret Service.
Yes, I knew that. 007. Small caps are drifting lower. Yeah.
That's the whole point with this IWM.
I want to thank Marco, Professor Omar, M, Andrew, Dan, Kamal, Pablo, whoever else showed up today. And this is a very interesting
we'll do PSP next week.
And what I want our viewers to keep in mind is when they view the show, also view the chat, please,
Right.
because it's very, very interesting. It's like a show within a show. And
Yeah,
don't
you know,
forget to
sometimes the
subscribe.
chat doesn't show up for a day or two.
Slam that subscribe button. Slam that. All right, guys, have a great trading week. See you all on Friday. Have a great week, Professor Spike.
You as well.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.